Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So, some timestamps and all that wonderful stuff. What am I up to today? Well, we're going to look at that thing in a moment, but first things first. By request, I was asked about this rig. This is a 1996 Suzuki DR200, and I think it's also known as a 200SE. Yeah, right here. Right. DR200SE. So, there you go. The good news is I found the title for it. Right. And it's got no liens on it, so all that's good stuff. The bad news is I couldn't find her keys, which kind of surprised me. The secondary bad news on it is I bagged the carburetor for something, and I got to sniff around and find out what I did with the carb, but I left the battery in it, which is strange, right? That was a brand new battery. I hope it's not crapola at this point. Here's the throttle. There's the gas tank right there. By the way, without the key, kind of got a problem with the gas tank. And you really can't lock up your helmet all that well. Not that that's exceptionally important, but most of all, you can't unlock it to drive it. I was amazed. I went through my hoard of keys, and I have quite a hoard of keys. And as a matter of fact, I found another few things I was looking for, which was pretty cool. Right? It's always cool when you're looking for something and you find a few other things. Like these keys, I'm up to like 3 or 4 now. So they're beginning to materialize, and that's a good thing. But no, I could not find the keys. So about coming up and coming after this thing tomorrow, that doesn't seem like a good idea. I can probably smash a carburetor onto it for tomorrow and have her running for tomorrow. But I already looked at all the normal places for the keys, and they haven't shown up. So until I find a key for it, I'm not thinking you want it. So that's first of all. Second of all, I did the carb rebuild on this thing, and remember I pointed out that black stuff. When I wash a carb off, I deliberately drip it off somewhere where it's going to evaporate, where the solvent's going to evaporate, right? I have a well at this house, and I don't want it to get into the dirt, and then it to gradually soak in and cause me trouble. So I deliberately drip it on concrete, or I drip it into one of these garbage can covers, and let the solvent evaporate, right? Because I, once again, don't want to be inhaling it. But washing out the carburetor, that's the nastiness that came out of it. And particularly when I was washing out the hose that goes between the gas tank and the carburetor, it was just jetting out a whole load of this black bad news. Yesterday night when I fired this thing up, she fired up, but it was like cranky in the beginning. Not at all happy. I think gradually it kind of cleaned up. So, as a matter of fact, it's running pretty good now. I'll show you that in a minute. And what I did is, Lakeside Rants posted a comment. You guys are really helpful, all of you. But Lakeside Rants posted a comment saying that he washes his carburetor stuff out in seafoam. Right, and I guess he uses an ultrasonic, which is a really good idea. And I said, wow, I have some seafoam down in the garage. So I put a little seafoam in the bottle with the gasoline, and you know, it just to kind of clean things up a little bit, right? Turn the switch on, look at that, and then I gotta do two things at once. Sorry to be awkward here, folks. Probably use the idle turned up just a notch, but I mean, that's not too bad, is it? Once again, it doesn't have an air filter on it, and once again, it can use the idle turned up just a bit. That's with the choke off, and quite honestly, the engine is just not hot. I'm not going to go grab the exhaust system. So there you go. Simple enough to rebuild this. By the way, the smaller jet, I didn't say it out loud. I was watching the videotape last night. That is the idle jet, and that's the one that kind of had the most crap in it. So, and when you guys could see the black stuff that ended up on the floor. The gas tank for that appears to have a lot of that black stuff in it. When I wiped it off with my fingers, I noticed it left that black material behind it. It almost looks like grease, like maybe he put dirty gas in it or something. I don't know, but that obviously needs more attention. So I'm going to put this stuff away. This has the title for the SL in there, or the Scrambler 350. It also has the title for that thing. I discovered many more Honda keys, like at least a half a dozen. Actually make it a dozen. So I have to take those keys and start poking around to see if maybe he gave me the keys for this thing. One of the keys says SL 125 on it, so I got to sniff around the hoard to see if I got an SL 125 hiding in here somewhere. I think I have the key to this guy. Oh, actually the key is sitting right there in the ignition. I guess that's a good thing, eh? Yeah, it even works. Comes out. I'd love it if it fit in this. The keys for the Honda seem to go right in here. So the blanks aren't all that much different, but they don't. Shino turn. I'm gonna put that right back in this thing. I don't need to lose it. Worst comes to worst, obviously I have a few key switches around, but I don't know what to do about the gas tank for that thing. Doesn't do you much good buying a bike that you can't unlock the gas tank. I already checked in here. There's nothing here. By the way, I do not have the covers. I do not have those. It's strange because for some reason I'm thinking I had more than one key to this bike. I'm thinking I had two. And I think the guy offered me a third key, and then he said he lost it, then he found it, then he lost it. So I didn't get the third key, but I think I had two for that bike. Right. Part of the problem with being somewhat of a crazy hoarder is you got a lot of cool stuff, and when you lose something and you're looking for it, you find even more cool stuff, but you might not necessarily find what you're looking for. All right, so I'll catch up with you guys. once again, tomorrow doesn't look good for selling this thing. I got to find the key. Anyhow, in the meantime, guys, remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Make sure you have a lot of fun. Don't let time get by you. You don't know how long you're going to be able to play, right? At some point, believe it or not, we get old, and then it gets hard to go out there and do the things you want to do. So don't let yourself get old, and don't let your days sneak by on you. Bye now, folks.